Hi guys, and welcome to Techie Tips, how to fix laptop and desktop problems. So in today's quick tutorial, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how you can create a bootable USB drive downloading a Windows 10 ISO image file. So without further ado, what we'll do is we'll go to Google Chrome, which as you can see I've already got it up here. And I've downloaded, search for Windows 10 ISO file. And the very first website that comes up here, as you can see, is the Microsoft.com. And there's a link to download Windows 10 disk image ISO file. Always make sure that this website is Microsoft.com, because when you're downloading some of these files from non-official websites, then you can get viruses. So always make sure that it's from here, from Microsoft.com. So we just click on here, and there's a number of options. You've got Windows 10 2020 update, or there's create a Windows 10 installation media. This is what we need to create the ISO image. So what we'll do is we'll click on download tool now, and it will download shortly. So down here in the bottom left hand corner of the screen here, you can see that I've got a download. So if we click on the arrow and we go show in folder, we can see Windows Media Creation here. Now what I'm going to do is simply drag this over to my desktop. So I can just right click on the mouse, click copy, and then I can paste it over to my desktop like so. Now all we need to do is run the media creation. So if you just click on it, you'll get this, do you want to allow yourself to make changes to your device? Click yes, and now you'll see this Windows 10 setup getting a few things ready. This doesn't take very long, so just bear with me, because we've got a few options that we just need to tick before we can download the Windows 10 setup file and run the setup. So what I'm going to do, just while this is getting ready, I'm just going to pause the video and then we'll come straight back. Okay guys, so as you can see, we've got the applicable notices and license terms, so we just need to accept that, and then we'll go back to the getting a few things ready again. This won't take very long now, so bear with me. In a moment we should get a couple of options just to confirm what we're actually downloading and the ISO file that we're going to be creating. So as you can see on the screen now, we've got a couple of options. We've got upgrade this PC or create installation media, either a USB flash drive or an ISO file for another PC. As we're going to be creating a USB flash drive, we're going to check create installation media, and then go to the next button here and click next. A few more options. We have select the language, architecture and edition. So the language is English, as I'm English. The edition is Windows 10, and this is for a 64-bit operating system. Now some operating systems are 32-bit. If you want to check that, what you need to do is click on the Windows button in the bottom left hand corner of the screen. Go to Documents, and where it says this PC, if you right click, go to Properties, you can see here System Type 64-bit operating system. Okay, so we're just confirming that that's 64-bit operating system. So we'll close that down. We'll click next. Choose which media to use. If you want to install Windows 10 on another partition, you need to create and run and install it. So USB flash drive. Please note it needs to be at least 8 GB because this is quite a large file, or an ISO file. So what we're going to do is we're just going to be creating the ISO file, okay, and then we can burn it to a USB flash drive in the next part of this video. So we tick ISO flash drive, click next. Now this is where we want to save it, so we'll save it on our desktop and we'll call it Windows 10 ISO, and we'll save it. Now because I've already got a copy of this from a previous installation, I'm getting the Windows 10 ISO already exists on my desktop. Do you want to replace it? So I'll just put yes. And then we go to the next screen where this is now going to download the Windows 10 ISO file. So this does take a while because it's quite a large file. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pause the video and we'll come back when this is complete. Hi guys, just a quick update. We're now, as you can see, at 78%, so shouldn't be too long now. And I'll come back to you. I'll pause the video and I'll come back to you when this is finished. Okay guys, so as you can see, Windows 10 download to an ISO file is 98% complete, so just 2 more percent and we'll be ready to get on to the next part of the video, which is to create our USB bootable drive, and then you can install Windows 10 from the USB drive. Almost there, 99%, so just bear with me. Always seems to take an age for the last few percent, but I'm sure we'll get there. Okay, it's now verifying our download for Windows 10. It's now creating our Windows 10 media. Whilst it's doing this, I'm just going to quickly pause the video. Okay guys, so now you can see that the ISO is now downloaded, and if you remember we saved it onto our desktop, so we'll just click finish. Setup is cleaning up just before it closes. If we go to our desktop now, click on desktop here, you can see that we've now got a file called Windows 10 ISO. The time is 1620, that's when the file was created, and it's now 1621. So what we need to do now is we need to burn that to a USB drive ready for installation of Windows 10 on a laptop or a PC. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to do that now. So if we fire up Google Chrome, and just so as we're actually ready, if we go to the search bar and type in Rufus, this is the program that we use to create the USB stick. Now you probably won't have this on your laptop or on your desktop, so simply go to Google and type in download Rufus, and you get the official website rufus.ie, as you can see here. Click on here and click on this download Rufus 3.13. I've already done that, so what I'll do is I'll fire up Rufus. So click on the start menu, type in Rufus, and as you can see, Rufus 3.13 exec. Click on it. We get the do you want to allow app to make change to your device? Well, you do. And then here we have our Rufus ready to create our USB drive. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to insert my USB stick into my laptop. Bear with me. And as you can see, where it says device now, we can see that it's our D drive. It's a 64 gigabyte USB drive. Remember, you need at least 8 gigabytes to free on the USB drive, so as the ISO file Windows 10 will fit. So ours has got plenty. It's got a 64 gig. As soon as you plug that into your PC or your laptop, this device name will fill. If you've got more than one USB drive, then in the drop down here you can select which one that you want. Now the boot selection is non-bootable, disk or ISO image. So what we need to do now is we need to select the ISO file that we just downloaded in the previous step, which we know was on our desktop. So we click on desktop. Here's the file, Windows 10 ISO. Select it, and it's now got Windows 10 ISO. Image option, standard Windows installation, which is the option that you want. Now this partition scheme, it's either MBR or GPT. This is very important. So what you need to do is you need to check what your drives on your device, your laptop or your PC are. So what we can do is we go down to the search bar and we put in disk management. Now here we can see, I'll just make it a bit bigger, that we've got two drives. Now the first one, disk 0, that's 465 gigabytes, and the second one is our secondary drive, which I'm not using. So if we click on here on this disk 0, right click and go to properties, you can see we've got a number of options along the top. So if we go to volumes, we can now see that the partition style, as you can see here, is GPT. Okay, so it's not MBR, it's GPT. So that's the partition style. So that's what we need to use. So if we just close this down, select GPT, and then the rest of the options we leave as is. NTFS or FAT32, you can use any of those, but I would use FAT32. And now we're ready to download this Windows 10 file onto our USB stick, and we simply click start. So it gives you a warning message: warning, all data on this device, no labels for will be destroyed. So if you've got anything else on that USB stick, you will lose it. So we click OK because we know that we're just going to install Windows 10 on there. And then you can see it's clearing MBR, PBR, GPT structures, formatting, and it's now going to copy the ISO file onto our stick. Again, this is going to take a while. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pause the video. I'm going to pause the video whilst that continues to copy the file. Okay guys, so as you can see now the status is ready. It's now copied our Windows 10 ISO file onto our USB stick, and we can just close this down now. So if we go into Windows Explorer and we look at our E drive, here you can see Windows 10 where you can run the setup to install Windows 10. Now usually the way you do that is you would boot up your PC or your desktop and you would hit PF9, or in some cases Escape, or in some cases PF12 whilst you press the power button on, and you'll get into the boot menu, and then you can boot it from your USB stick, and then you will have a new copy of Windows 10 on your device. So I hope you enjoyed this little tutorial. If you did like the video, please subscribe to my channel and press the like button, and I hope to see you in another video coming very soon. Goodbye.